Hey guys, happy Baby Name Monday. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a lovely time wherever you are in the world during this tough time. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for coming by. This is Baby Name Mondays. Actually, I'm going to count up how many I've done. This is a massively requested one. It is the Gems and Precious Stones inspired baby name list. So I've got loads of names here. They're so gorgeous. I wanted to do a big long list, so I won't talk for too long about each name because I do have a tendency to go a bit deep into the names, I know. I'm going to whiz through them. I'm also going to announce the winner of my giveaway. So if you're brand new to my channel, my name is SJ. I am a baby name enthusiast and YouTuber. So every single Monday on my channel there is a brand new baby name list, and they're all themed. So I know you don't pick baby names because of just A to Z. You want to know their meanings, their rankings, and find some rare choices as well, or some traditional but hidden ones, hidden gems like on this list. So do hit subscribe if all that sounds like what you like. And you often see me in the press reporting on baby names, the royal baby names and the popular lists and all that kind of good stuff. So what I wanted to do is give away a baby name consultancy here. So I mentioned this on my first ever live that we did last Monday, and thank you so much everyone who entered. I have picked a winner. How I did the method was, if you entered on Instagram as well, you got double entry, so your name was kind of in the virtual hat twice. And then all of you who entered over on the community tab, thank you so much. I had over 200 entries, so I am going to work out a way that I can do more individual consultancies now that I know you guys would appreciate that. But the winner of my first ever baby name consultancy giveaway is Annika. Congrats, Annika. Your name came out. I used a little virtual online thing to pick a winner, and it was Annika. So you will need to email me, Annika. I will pop my email address in the description below, and email me and we will sort that out. And do hit subscribe if you're not subscribed already to be in with a chance of winning the next one. So I'm going to do it really, really soon. As soon as I've done Annika's, I will put it back out again and we'll just keep going because I was so chuffed with your response. Anyway, so these are kind of just in no particular order, just the order that I've kind of gone through them. So the first name that came to mind when I thought of this list was the name Amber. So it's actually at number 70 now. It used to be much more popular, but Amber is an absolutely lovely name, and I think it's so great because it's one that we've all heard, we can all say, but has this really kind of uniqueness to it. So Amber is actually a fossilized tree resin. So you often get amber with like something inside it or something like that. So it's really got that nice nature feel to it as well with the tree resin. I really always liked the name Amber. I love the earthy tones of it, and I think it's a bit of an underrated name. What do you think of Amber? Or even more rare, well much more rare, is the name Amethyst. Amethyst is such a hippie, real crystal name. You know, everyone associates it with that purple gem, the purple colour. It's also the birthstone for February, so it's great if you're having a February baby. I think it's really nice. It's got such lovely meanings. That's the great thing about the crystals name list, because apparently an amethyst is a really powerful protective stone. So it sort of aids protection, and that kind of protects the wearer from all types of harm, which I think is just absolutely lovely. Amethyst. She could obviously go by Amy if you gave this to a girl, so it's not totally out there, but I thought it's one that is a lot more rare. There's never been more than 10 baby girls named Amethyst in any one year, and it kind of goes between like 4 and 9 over the last kind of few years. So there was only 4 baby amethysts last year, but it is out there a little bit in use. There are some sort of more gender neutral ones. These are more girly, but what do you think about Coral? I really love this name at the moment, and actually I'm kind of kicking myself that we didn't pick the name Coral, because on our honeymoon we went to the Seychelles and we were like swimming with lots of coral and stuff like that, so it kind of really works for us. There was only 26 baby girls named Coral last year, and it came up in the Victorian times there was a massive craze for jewel names, and Coral was quite well used, so it's kind of got that real vintage vibe to it as well, doesn't it? It's, what's she called in Downton? Shikora. But it's absolutely lovely gemstone. Like all the others, it's actually formed by living organisms. So it's always quite a strange thing about coral, isn't it, that? And its meaning is supposed to boost self-esteem and confidence in the wearer. So yeah, coral is absolutely lovely. What do you think of the name Ebony? Funnily enough, a while ago I did like a kind of like a tag, like a quiz, and I asked which YouTuber's name do people love, and a lot of people chose Ebony Day, because Ebony's quite a rare name, and Ebony, I will link her channel below. She's absolutely brilliant. You'll love her channel. She's got 2 little kids, Daisy and Hudson, and everyone really liked her name, and it's at number 413, so it's quite a sweet spot for a lot of you who are looking for something that's a bit rare but not totally wild, like Amethyst with 4. And number 413 means it's quite wearable. Obviously an alternative to Emily, potentially, if you love Emily but wanted something, or someone's pinched it, Ebony. Ebony actually is a type of hardwood, so it's a black shiny hardwood, and it's kind of like inside like a resin, and it's often polished. It comes up really, really glossy, which is why it's then used for jewellery and ornaments and things like that. So Ebony could be a rare gem that works for you and your family. Gender neutral but quite boyish is the name Stone. So after all this kind of glam, it does feel a bit like a stone. But I like it. It's kind of like a strong wearable name. It's often got that, it's often a surname. So it's kind of got that surname as first name. Could be a great middle spot if you've got something kind of like a trendy mix, like a Tobias Stone or a Theodore Stone. It's quite nice, isn't it, actually, if you're looking for something quite strong, and then they can drop their surname. If you don't like your surname, give them a good one in the middle. But yeah, it's a really lovely, could be for boys or for girls, and I just think it works really well. Next is a name we've all heard of, but it's the mineral, well, the gem, Emerald. So I always think of Wizard of Oz, but Emerald, I think, because it starts with Emma, kind of really, really works, doesn't it? And it's got that link with the green colour, the earthy greens, which I know a lot of us really, really like. But it's the zodiac sign of Taurus and the month of May associated with emerald. It's only ranked at number 2,499. And I guess the thing is, when you're using these gemstone names, you know, they do come in and out of fashion so strongly, and emerald hasn't really had a moment, but it could be one. This next one we all really liked, and I mentioned it on my muted colours name list. Got to come up with some funny lists, you know, doing this for a while. No, I love the muted colours ones, but a name we actually really liked, got a great response from you guys, was Ivory. So there were 13 girls named Ivory last year, but it is on a little trend over the last few years. Obviously Ivy is so popular. Ivory is becoming more associated with that creamy colour. Obviously it's got the bad association with ivory tusks and the bad poaching of those, but I feel like maybe we're moving on from it, seeing it as the colour a little more, because it's rising in popularity a little bit. Ivory, it's very pretty. It's such a shame that it can't be associated with the beauty of an elephant's tusk, but yes, obviously we all been very affected by images of elephants being poached for their ivory. So what do you think of it? Would that put you off, or do you love the sound of it so much that you would go for it? It's much more unique than a lot of the other ones. Where am I? Mica for boys. I've got a little bit of a crush on this name. I always tell you which one I've got a kind of crush on. Sorry, I'm really aware of the light being funny. I'm just sat by my window, that's why. It's a mineral known as a silicate. Silicate, is that a word, how you say it? But it forms in layers over many, many years, so it's that kind of like layered up, and you'll often see in black, purple, brown, silver, so kind of very natural colours. Mica, so it's also a biblical name, I'm sure, as well, because I've written my biblical name list. I'm sure Mica was on there as well. I just really, really like it at the moment. It just sounds so soft and gentle, and particularly for a boy, I think it just sounds really nice. So if you've got a Michael in your family and you want to switch it up, you could go with Mica. A hugely popular one 20 years ago is the name Jade. It was actually number 19 20 years ago, and it's just slowly gone down and become, where it was so popular, it's kind of having its little dip, and it'll probably come back up again now. So it's had its 20 years, could be worth a revival of Jade. It's now at number 553, which is quite unusual, isn't it? And there's two different minerals that are called jade, and the jade refers to the colour. It's a really, really precious gemstone. So apparently it was meant to have healing properties for babies. So I can see why it became so popular 20 years ago, but even before that. I did know a lot of jades. It's kind of exotic and beautiful. It's like kind of princessy, isn't it? So it does come with a lot of those precious connotations. Yeah, what do you think of jade? Could it be coming back, or do you just know too many jades? There's so many celebrities called Jade, and we kind of just associate it with people so strongly. Jet, though, could be an alternative. There were 8 boys named Jet and 4 girls named Jet last year. Jet is a type of lignite. So I didn't actually associate this as much with a stone, with a mineral. I always just thought of it as kind of like plain jet. But when you look at the jet, it's actually a really lovely dark. is a mineraloid. A mineraloid, if you're really worried about where your jet's coming from. And it's derived from wood that's been put under extreme pressure. So it's got that earthy thing to it as well. Jet, that's actually made me like it a lot more, because I do love to know meanings, and I like the fact that it's for boys or girls. I think it'd be so cute in a little girl. The next one, funnily enough, was equally used for boys and girls, and it's the name Onyx. There were 4 boys and 4 girls named Onyx last year. I've got a thing about Onyx at the moment. It's bugging me so much. Is it in something? It's on TV show, Onyx? Is it a cartoon character? Let me never know, Onyx. Like I say it a lot with Evelina. But yeah, it's a really, really great one. It's so on trend with the trendy O and the trendy X, Onyx. I really like it. Sterling is only at number 1991, and it is silver, so it was the old English word for money, so we'd say a pound sterling, which I think is really cool. And money names are really quite popular on the trend, like names meaning wealth and wealthy go down quite well with people. And sterling, so it's kind of very out there. I feel like, to me, it kind of comes across as quite upper class and business-like for a little baby. But then Finn had a little friend named Sterling, and it kind of seemed so cute, like when you hear other kids saying it. And I always think that with a name, if a name sounds quite stern and grown up, if you're looking to honour a grandparent, and get your kids to say it a few times, and they say it in such different ways, it can kind of really change it. So Sterling for boys, and another one that kind of falls into that category is Opal for girls. This was such a hugely popular name here on my channel. I'm sure I did, it was like old lady names and Opal, and everyone was like, oh my god, that is so gorgeous. And it's actually gone up 1,275 places in the last 3 years alone. I swear, I got to get in there quick with Opal. It's gonna fly. There are still, though, only 14 babies named Opal in the registered, last time they registered. So really, really, really think about this. Pop it on your list if you, or tell everyone about it if you know somebody who's pregnant. It's supposed to be one of those I just see on so many name lists now. It is the October birthstone, and the opal represents hope. So what a beautiful name for right now, Opal. I hope I haven't given your baby name away. So always I get a message like, no, don't mention it. I had that on my list for ages. Pearl is next on my list. It's just such a beautiful name, and everyone knows the kind of romantic story of the pearl and the oyster, and how rare they are, and they've become associated a lot with royalty. And it's just a wonderful, lovely name. It's the birthstone for June. It's associated with Gemini zodiac, and it's obviously created with the soft tissue of living shelled mollusk, which doesn't make it sound quite as glam, but it's the one that you dive down and you find, and it's so precious, and you give to someone you love. And it's just a wonderful vintage name that should definitely be starting to rise. It's at 246 now. The name Topaz is totally unranked. What do you think of Topaz? I just really wanted to have it on my list, even though I was like, it's unranked, and people are going to not be able to associate it as a name. It has been used off and on sometimes, but I quite like it. I think it's supposed to, as a stone, it has healing and energizing properties. It's the birthstone for November. I guess it's just hard with Topaz to think of like a nickname, like would you be Topsy, like Topsy and Tim? Maybe she was called Topaz. I always wondered why she was called Topsy and he was just plain old Tim. Topaz, she was really out there. So yeah, I do think it's nice if you like Topsy, and if you've got a November, again, it might be a middle spot. And the last one is Ruby. I know it's such a common one to end on, but I just love it. I've always loved it. We're watching Rainbow Ruby on Netflix right now. I think Evelina loves this name so much. It's associated with the zodiac sign of Cancer, birthstone for July, and rubies represent health and wisdom, and it's just that beautiful red hue, Ruby. And actually this was the one I was going to say, because Ruby was the #1 girl name in 2007. I had no idea. I literally had to stare at that stat because I got all the statistics, like #1. That is crazy. I feel like I should have known more rubies, but I really have hardly heard the name in real life. Now it's at number 32, so it's slightly going down as it would if it's been at the peak for so long. Yeah, so what do you think of Ruby? Do you have a little Ruby? It's just such a cute one, and we always think of rubies as being very rare and special. So anyway, those were my gem and precious stones baby names. Do join in your brilliant at this in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more baby name videos. I post them every single Monday. I'm doing a Wednesday series as well at the moment with other YouTubers from around the world, which I need to get on top of. And congrats again to Annika. Thank you so much everyone who entered, and keep listening out because I will definitely make sure I get another one out there because I wanted to do as many as I can. I would do them all if I had the time, so I need to work on some sort of system. And lots of love. I will speak to you very soon. Bye guys.